So of the things that you're working on right now, what are some of the challenges that you're facing?
I think the first one is probably a very relatable one for everyone who's doing something as a side hustle is, well, one, not having enough time, but two, feeling the potential of not having enough time like disappear, right? Of like being able to acknowledge, damn, I'm in my 9 to 5 and I could be doing so much more to the thing I want to do. That's been frustrating because it feels like you're shackled, at least mentally, let's say, right? And you're watching the rest of the world go by. You're watching what could have happened in your head when I think about like, I could be making. I literally thought about this today and like tried to put some numbers to it. It's like I can make like 3 or 4 videos a day, right? For all my stuff. But right now I only make 3 videos a week. That's my goal. That's all I can really manage, right?
Right.
And it's like, the growth would be so much more insane on everything, right? I will have so many more stabs at the content to be like, oh, this works, this doesn't. And that's frustrating. The thing that I've been doing to fix it as much as I can has been to like try to find there's a few ways, but the first has been to try to find as many gaps as I can to make back that time, right? So it's like, I'm waiting for somebody to pick me up, right? Usually that would be dead time. Or for me, I would just open YouTube or Instagram or TikTok or whatever. I'm realizing more and more like that is a true waste of time. Like there's very little, unless like you are watching like a really good video by an insightful talker or something, that you will learn in that moment, especially not in like 5-10 minutes. Right. But I get so much more value if I just open up Notion, I open up my Notepad app, and then I write the script of a video, right? Mm-hmm. And then that makes it so much easier to sit down and make the video itself. Because now it's like, oh, okay, the script is like halfway done. I just need to touch it up. Okay, good. And like, although it's the same amount of time, it really helps me get into the work a lot better because, after an 8-hour day, right, there's a lot screaming at you mentally in your brain to be like, let's not do work, right? Like, let's just lie down, let's sleep for a bit. But if you can just tell yourself like, like I gotta do that script, but it's halfway done. Like it's just to put the finishing touches on it. Your brain is like, okay, like we can push through. And the next thing I know, like I'm in a 3-hour editing session, like finishing something, which is great. The second thing is I have become a lot more comfortable, and I'm trying to still become a lot more comfortable with this sounds bad, but it really isn't, with lowering my perceived quality or the standard of my quality for my content. Okay. And I think, so what that means is I have stopped feeling like I need to put a lot of bells and whistles on what I do, right? Mm-hmm. In the past, it was like, I need to get out, this needs to have this much B-roll and these much sound effects. And like, I need to make sure this is super perfect and like, make the keyframes happen this exact way and all this kind of stuff. But the more I go with it, I'm realizing, one, a lot of the time that doesn't really translate to the reception of the video. Like somebody might be like, oh, I like the editing, but 9 times out of 10, a video wouldn't do well because of those bells and whistles. It might do a little better, but it wouldn't excel because of it. So I'm realizing, one, maybe I'm putting my energy in the wrong direction. Maybe I should focus on the topic. Maybe I should focus on connecting to the audience. Maybe I should focus on like making them realize that this is the video for you, right? Mm. And the second thing is being okay to just call it, right? Like I think every person, everyone who makes anything, gets into that mindset of like, oh, I should just add a little bit. I should add more here there. But I've been getting more used to being like, okay, I have the next 3 hours to make this thing. It will be made within the next 3 hours. Like I'm, most of the time it's a soft deadline for me, and like I add 15 minutes, but I try my best to stay around there because I know if I say I want to make this today, for instance, I might end up spending like a long, long time on a video that doesn't need to be that long, right? So those have been a couple ways.
Hey friends, if you liked that clip of the Create Connected podcast, you might like listening to the entire episode using the link on screen.